now, not to take the, I would like to move out from here and would invite Dr. Som Singh to please take stage. Yeah, welcome.
Is the mic working?
Yeah.
Radhika, could you just, is this working? Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
So, I know it's been a day where each one of you have come in with some expectations, right? And expectations have no end, right? Is that right?
Yes.
You know, when you have a session before lunch, the problem is everybody's hungry. So I'm going to try and insatiate your hunger with things that is going to last you till you finish the meal afterwards. Will that make sense?
Yes.
This session is not going to be about Gyan. And why I say it's not going to be about Gyan, the reason I stand here today is because I am one of them. My experiences are very correlated to each one of you seated here. And through those experiences, we're going to try and decode some of your Anita ma'am, who are growth hacking through pranic healing, right? So they're saying that we have the energy that we want to disseminate to people across and ensure that each one's good energy can work towards benefiting you. That's growth hacking too, right? Now, let me take the honor of introducing me to people from Unspun who are much smarter than I am, and because of them, we're doing well today. So Dr. Arpita Rao, Arpita, can we take a look at you? So she is our head of PR. We have 3 products we have a patent for, and she owns one of those products called mypr.io. So I would urge each one of you post this session to go and sign up. We have a free sign up. You can automate everything to do with your PR. Gone are the days you have to hire an agency, spend lakhs of money. So if you are an SME, you need PR. We have 66,000 journalists on our platform. We have 160,000 templates that you can use to create your pitches. We have tie-up with 72 different buyers from across the world. And best of it all, we have analytics to tell you that after you disseminated information, what is the value proposition you get? How many leads, how many conversion, how many people saw, what was the value of that? So that's growth hacking. And each of these things we have learned is through our relationship with our customers. So it's you guys who have helped us build products that will help you solve your problem. That's growth hacking, right? So Sampada, can I have you? Sampada is my co-founder at Unspun. Working always at the backstage. She's the head of operations, makes all our customers' lives easier, and ensures that I look good here. So she's going to be helping us switching the slides today. So now growth hacking. Well, it's like this. Every other day we'll hear a new jargon, right? Sometimes it's digital. If you ask me, digital was invented in 1920s. Digital means a binary of 0 and 1, right? Today everybody talks digital. I want one of you guys to tell me what is actually digital. So let's talk about the digital world in the term of internet. What is digital? My friend here, he's by the way a growth hacker himself. This guy has scaled his company without having to spend anything, just using referrals as a growth hacking pattern. See, you have examples sitting right next to you. So tell me, what do you think is digital? Okay, so that can be your web, your social, your mobile, anything, and tomorrow extension of that, right? So now, when you talk about growth hacking, who are growth hackers? So usually hacking is nothing but finding a solution in a simple way that can be used for a longer period of time. So growth hacking is a mindset. It's not a toolkit. So can I have your name? Kushal. What do you do, Kushal? Absolutely. So a startup that has limited funds but great ideas, right?
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah? So when you're building a product, what product are you building?
I'm building a product for all the e-commerce sellers.
Amazing. So e-commerce, right? So when you're saying that e-commerce is on a boom, people are going online, we have close to about what, 350 million internet users, out of which 120 million people transact online, right? And out of that, what, about 100 million is just doing it on mobile, right? So if you are catering to that particular segment, he's bootstrapped. He doesn't have all the money to spend in marketing his company. But what he does is, he ties up with all the e-commerce partners who promotes him indirectly. That's his growth hacking story, partnership. So it's not that things have not existed when it comes to growth hacking ideas. They're all existing ideas. But how you use those existing ideas and leverage them to benefit your business, that's That's growth hacking. So you see that, there are people who are doing multiple things. I don't want to spread myself so thin. I want to ideate on few things and make it work for my company. And if one thing is working very well, I will spend my money, time and effort on that than spreading myself too thin. That's growth hacking, right? So growth hackers, there's a very funny snippet I found. And like, okay, what do you do? Like, do I, I think I can do growth hacking, and the boss is like, okay, I have no idea what you're going to do. Maybe you'll do something and I'll not even know about it. But the employee's like, I can work from home. So it's like in Bengal, if you ask me, we are the biggest growth hackers. আমরা সবকিছুতে একটু অল্প নিতে বেশি চাই। 5 টাকার পানিপুরিতে 2টো পানিপুরি extra. Growth hacking, right? We went to eat at a restaurant, saladটা আগে থেকে আসেনি. I want the salad on the extra. Growth hacking. We are the only city, and let me tell you, not because I'm just born and brought up here, but I'll tell you something. We're the only city that knows how to adjust in little. And that's only because we know what is growth hacking. It's in our genetics. So my parents, both are doctors. When I decided not to take up medicine, and I was a topper in West Bengal board, my dad said, "Bari theke beriye jao." He somehow had a confidence that I'll be able to hack my way into life. I'll figure it out. So I went to Bangalore. I went to Bangalore. I was living in a PG. I was all of 16 years old. Who's going to give me work to do? I got through a college because of scholarship. So college fee was, taken care of. Growth hacking there also. যেখানে curtain হতে পারে। পড়াশোনা করো মন দিয়ে, কলেজের ফিটা বেঁচে যাবে। Growth hacking. You think they're investing in you and your education so that your future is kind of taken care of. That's growth hacking. You're seeing that an individual grows up in a way that your overall expenses of managing their life is substantially reduced. That's actually the fundamental of growth hacking. So what I did was, I used to go to a very, the college that I used to go to had a lot of people coming from rich families, okay? And that time it was fancy to, buy gifts, people had started dating, young and all of that, chocolates, flowers was amazing. So I couldn't sell flowers, but I had a girl in my PG who taught me how to make homemade chocolates. So I started making homemade chocolates, and I would pack them up really nice and take them to college. I started selling them. That started giving me close to 2,500-3,000 rupees a month. People loved it. Good packaging, homemade chocolates, sound interesting. And I said, they've been done with cocoa that comes all the way from Northeast. Damn, they don't know about that. So the positioning, the way you sound, the way you package it, we are emotional people. We get carried away. See, you cannot take away the fundamental that technology does not take away emotion. Your left and your right brain, your left tells you what logic is, your right tells you emotion, but right always overpowers left. You take a decision from here. Even the guy who's sitting and doing business in a company, a very large company, let's say Spencer, has to hire an agency. If he likes you, he's going to hire you, not just because you have great credentials. That's why I'll give you the work. Right? So your individuality is also a way of growth hacking. Then I started writing. I was very good in writing. So I used to write for Voices and Telegraph, and I started writing. That used to give me close to 2,000 to 3,500 rupees a month. I was making 5,500 rupees a month. And at the end of my first year, I told my dad, thank you. Sometimes you need to push to get the best out of people. So that's why growth hacking is important. You need to push yourself. And remember something, you can't outsource growth hacking. You need to be in the company to know what works best for you. You can partner with growth hackers to work alongside you, but you can't outsource it. What I mean by outsource it is give it away completely out and then expect them to work on it. It doesn't work like that. It'll never give you that kind of a leverage. You build the product. It's like saying this, আমার বাচ্চা আমি অন্য কাউকে মানুষ করতে দিচ্ছি. And then I'm like, oh my God, the baby didn't even grow up the way I anticipated the baby to grow up. Does it work? Do you think it's going to work? Absolutely not. Sam, the next slide. Okay, no, go back. I want a little bit of, I want to spend a few, maybe just 2 minutes on this. Everybody knows Tesla here? Tesla? Yep. Tell me what do you know about Tesla? Come here. Get up. This stage is for all of us to share. So please. So what do you know about Tesla?
So I know it was started by Elon Musk. It is making automated cars so that you can, even travel if you're not driving at the driving seat. Mm-hmm. And they also, Elon Musk also made PayPal. Mm-hmm. And it is rumored that the inspiration behind Iron Man is Elon Musk. And
See-
recently they made all their patents free.
Awesome. You know, this is what happens. That's why I said knowledge is to share. So you are an entrepreneur, right?
Yes.
Nikola Tesla is the man behind Tesla. The man has 800 patents, and it's not about just the car, right? The whole fact of internet today, the whole fact that this auditorium is lit up and you and I are standing, and if a power gets cut and the auditorium is still going to work, is because of Tesla. It's not Thomas Edison.
No, it is
He invented, yeah. He didn't steal, it's like this. He got,
He marketed
it's like
very
this,
hard.
right? You know, it's like this. That's why I say a growth hacker. So Edison was a growth hacker. Well, Tesla was an inventor. But the other thing, right, today when we walk into a hospital, the reason X-ray is possible is because of Tesla. And there are many more. So that man is known for 800 patents. And guess what? He died in a room in New York, suffering from depression, because he didn't know how to make money ever in his life. He never knew how to make money. He just knew how to make people's life better. He just believed in himself, and he believed that whatever he was doing tomorrow, people like you and I are going to benefit from it. However, that doesn't work in today's world, right? We have to ensure that we market ourselves.
Yes.
So I have 2 things I'm going to give away to 2 people who can tell me 3 inventions of Tesla beyond the names that I said, beyond the things that I said, and without Googling. Without Googling, I can see everyone from here. Yeah, and guess what? So if you're right, you're going to get a free consultation not only with Unspun, we're going to do a project for you for free. So, I just told you about AC. I just told you about the AC current, right? I just told you about alternate current. You're not going to get that. 3 inventions of Tesla. No Googling, sir. No Googling. Come here. Come here. It's all right. Come. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate you coming over. Thank you. Yeah. Introduce yourself. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Vishal Dhona.
Vishal, okay.
Part of the team called Munim GRP Software.
Okay.
And we are specialized in ERP for the garment industry, and it's been 25 years now for the company.
Awesome. So now tell me 3 inventions of Tesla.
I'm not quite sure though, but I think it was near about the Li-Fi technology, and the Wi-Fi technology was also being.
Okay,
part
that's
of it.
one. Second one.
I
can see people Googling.
More of a socially, there was something, I'm not sure.
Okay, so you have one, so you're still on the lead. तूने देखा, मैंने देखा, तूने देखा. Okay.
Okay, cheating is
No. Okay, tell me.
Recently it was published that Tesla had invented a system wherein the electricity would transfer without wires. But that was subdued because Edison marketed his products very well.
Yep.
So-
But it still exists.
But it still is it, but it is not commonly used. So he
Sure.
invented a I don't know what it is called, but he invented a system wherein the electricity would be transmitted throughout your house or office, and there would be no wires.
Okay. That's true. Anybody else? Something which is very critical to us, it's a part of our everyday life. It makes us happy. Radio. Radio was invented by Tesla. Radar. The reason the flights fly is because of Tesla. It's not the tube light, it's not the bulbs that lights your house anymore. Thank you so much. It's not your lights, it's the tube light. The copper coil was an invention of Tesla. But that irony, that man is today only known, and it's not the man, it's the CEO of the company that you named, and everybody's forgotten Nikola Tesla. Read about him, he's an inspiration to me. I believe that man is a reason a lot of our lives is what it is today. Right? However, it was Thomas Edison and the Water Cooper Corporation that ensured they growth hacked their way, they bought out all the patents, and they made all the money. And finally he died. He even was responsible, so what you were talking about is the entire windmill pattern that can be used for electricity generation without wire was an invention of Tesla. So what is really important, why I brought out this, is that whenever you hear a name, let's say Tesla, or you go and hear a name like Biba when you go and shop, find out who are the people behind it, because they are the real stories of growth hackers. Does anybody know who's the founder of Biba? Yep, sure. That's right, what's her name? You don't get anything because you're a part of Unspun. Her name is Meena Bindra. And make a note, guys, because she is an amazing story of growth hacker. She started with a small tailoring shop in her house. She was the wife of an army officer. Started with a small tailoring shop, started making clothes for the wives of army officers and others. Started her first shop in Delhi. Today has 270 stores across the world, a valuation of 1.3 billion. Future Group owns a stake in them. And guess what? People don't remember who Meena Bindra is. She has provided employment to her sons. Her sons have quit their job and works for the mother. That's the story. Baggett, all the young ladies, even everybody here, ladies, you guys know about Baggett, right? Nina Rekhi quit NIFT when she was 17 because she loved making bags. Worked under a leather manufacturer. So used to sit in the leather factory, even had a little bit of congenital lung disease because she wanted to know how it's made. Today runs a $650 million industry and export worth 275 million as of 2014-2015. These are stories of growth hackers. All they did was first started going and selling their stuff in different stores, and then like under flagship brands like Lifestyle, Shopper Stop, when people started billing it out, when people started taking it up, then they started going and selling outside of that. So they started on their own flagship store and then all the franchisee model and all, and it's a huge amount of money. So moving on. Let's go to the next slide. Chepe Boshun. I say, why it is such a growth hacking story, right? Every Calcuttan's life is about Chepe Boshun. From the bus that you travel, from the train that you travel, even if those, cars where you are, sitting with a lot of friends together, that's like to Chepe Boshun to. We are growth hackers. 4 জনের সিটে 6 জনকে কি করে অ্যাডজাস্ট করতে হয়, only we know. Only we know, right guys? So that's the Chepe Boshun story, right? You make new space in the existing one. You have 100 rupees, and you know within that 100 rupees you can only get 2 customers, but you adjust 4. That's your growth hacking story. Growth hacking is about adjustment. That's why I say it's a mindset. It's not a toolkit. Nobody can tell you how to do growth hacking. You have to understand what are your strengths and what your customers really expect to be able to get into the model of growth hacking. The word sounds fancy. We have so many fancy words. See, jargons like from selfie to growth hacking, they've started making ways into Oxford Dictionary today. We'll invent more jargons, but the story doesn't go away. It is about Chepe Boshun. Right? Sam, let's go to the next slide, please. Because we will do a workshop, so I wanna spend time on that. In terms of marketing, right, because it's a very new term and it's frequently used these days, I wanted to highlight about what it really means. So that each one of you, when you walk out, do not expect, I'm a growth hacker. You are a growth hacker. You should know what makes sense to your business, how your customers are going to adopt to it, and walk away with knowing that you're going to go back to your office on Monday and going to try that. And then tell us if it worked. If it didn't work, we'll tell you how to make it work. But we're not going to hack for you. So I was telling you, right, I was not well, and my mother will give me this kashaya, this recipe, right, saying that Ada, Morich, Lobongo, Shabdi. What is that? There is a brand of thousands of allopathic and homeopathic medicines, but your parents find a way to hack into your system and figure out a new way to resolve the pain. And sometimes it works better. You know why? Because you believe in it. Your faith in what your mother gives you is a lot stronger. So faith of your customer when you do something is a lot stronger than when you outsource it. You only outsource the way you want to get things done, not the doing of it. Move on, Sam. Go ahead. So I'm not going to spend time on this. Sam, move on. So why I think it's a very, very good example, like your Pani Puri wala, right? Because we have to understand that you learn the finer things from your daily life, right? So imagine, so there are 10 Pani Puri walas that is there within Park Street, but there's one guy you go to always. Why? Because he invents. He invents a new way. I won't say invent, he innovates. Because invention is one-off, innovation is ongoing, right? So he innovates in the way he makes the Pani Puri. He gives you a little bit extra mirchi, a little bit extra salt, an extra pani puri, and sometimes with a little extra smile. So growth hacking also means spending time with your customers. Coming to events like this where you can meet people. Think you're trying very hard to get appointment of the founder of the CEO of JLL. But you come to an NASSCOM event and here is Mr. Anuj Puri ready to spend 5 minutes with you. Not just that, there are 10 like him who are here. So instead of those time that you spend, maybe months together, imagine you're now reducing your sales cycle. So depending on the kind of business that you run, for you, in an e-commerce company, right? So there are so many events that happen. You know you're not going to get Sachin's appointment just like that. So you walk into those events and you make your presence felt. You walk up and you say, here is what I can do for you. At least he'll give you his card. That's what you need. Those are important. That's how you hack your way in. So growth hacking is not just digital. So one of the myths I want to break, growth hacking is not digital alone. Growth hacking is omni-channel, is both offline and online. And we're going to take 3 case studies today and we're going to work on it with our team. One is going to be real estate, the other is going to be healthcare, and the third is going to be retail. Because Kolkata is very big on these 3 things. I'm going to take these and actually show you what growth hacking means. How do you apply growth hacking stories to that? Right? And retail will make sense to you as well. We're not just talking retail offline, we're talking retail both online and offline. Why am I sharing some of these stories with you? Well, I want to talk about Airbnb. I'm also going to talk about, how many of you guys have heard about this company called Zivame? Airbnb, Tracy. Zivame, right? Do you buy lingerie for your wife from there? You'll be surprised to know that 62% of the consumers are men. Men like to see their women pretty, both inside and outside. There's no harm in that. So what they did was, because they found out that men actually are the biggest buyers of theirs, and they come from tier 2 cities, they ran a referral campaign. They said that if you refer 5 friends of yours, and guess what? Men are more prone to referring than women are. Men share more with their friends and say, you know what, I bought something like this for my wife, and I'm happy to share that. So if you do that, if you do 5 of such referrals, you're going to get some exclusive lingerie for your wife or your girlfriend free. And it worked phenomenally well for them. They saw their sales shooting up by 26% in a matter of a week. And what did they do? They took the statistics and the data of their current learning and executed it. So growth hacking means data-driven decisions that enable you to further your business by diminishing the cost incurred on it. That's simple growth hacking. So what's the Airbnb stories? So everybody knows, like everybody raised their hand. Everybody knows Airbnb? Yeah, everybody knows? What do they do? So maybe some people don't know. Would you want to come here and tell me what Airbnb does? We have a video for this, right? Yeah. Come. What's your name? Kunal. What is Airbnb? Just introduce Airbnb to the rest of the people.
How Airbnb started, or how...
No, go ahead.
Airbnb is a platform which enables you to rent out your house to people who are traveling to the city. For example, if I want to go to New York and I don't want to spend a massive amount on the hotel, I can rent out an apartment through their website.
Absolutely. Now let's take the example of Kolkata, right? Let's say you have some properties that are lying idle. Thank you, Kunal. You have a property that's lying idle. You go and list it on Airbnb. And now that idle property has the ability to fetch you not monthly income, daily income. Because people would prefer staying at a home than at a hotel. Because if they're spending $7,500 on a Hyatt, they're just going to spend about $1,500, $2,000 on the house they stay. And calculate the 2,000 rupees into 30. So you make an income of 60,000, which ideally, if you had to rent it out, you would make just 25,000. Airbnb changed that. So let's listen to this video.
How Airbnb started, or how 3 guys went from renting air mattresses to a $10 billion company. 2 guys in San Francisco couldn't pay rent. So they thought, why not rent out 3 air mattresses? They made a simple website, a blog with maps. 2 men and a woman showed up paying $80 each. After guests left, they thought, this could be a big idea. They invited a former roommate Nathan as a co-founder to build the site. Then they launched at South by Southwest and got 2 bookings. Brian, I hope it's not the only idea you're working on. So in 2008, they sold Obama O's cereal right before the election for $40 a box.
Look at that.
They got their first money, $30,000. In 2009, they got $20,000 in first funding from Paul Graham's Y Combinator. They were making $200 a week for months, not growing much. Finally, they realized photos of places were not so pretty. So, they went door to door in New York City and took photos by hand of listed houses. 1 week later, they were making $400 a week. Finally, they started growing. But they were still rejected by a famous VC in New York City, Fred Wilson. Then Barry Manilow's drummer rented out an entire house. Aha, they thought. Then they raised $600,000 in seed round from Sequoia Capital. 2010, they raised $7.2 million. 2011, $112 million from many investors including Ashton Kutcher. And finally, 2014, Airbnb is valued at $10 billion. Now, don't you tell me you can't do a startup.
Now, I want you to give me 3 takeaways from this particular video. 3 things. They talked about, come, Kunal. Yep, sure. Well, if you want to keep coming on the stage, we don't mind.
As a startup, the 3 things that we should keep in mind is that never give up, because we saw they were trying and trying and trying and finally they didn't get that. And you have to reinvent your idea. If you have an idea, you have to keep reinventing it. You have to know what works best for you. And the third thing would be, when you get funding, it's obviously more popular.
So the other thing, 3 things I'm going to tell you besides what Kunal said. Kunal, thank you. A big round of applause for Kunal, please. So 3 things I'm going to tell you what my learnings were from this. First thing, they quickly realized the gap. They realized that when people had to take pictures and upload it, it wasn't that pretty. So you have to understand sometimes you have to go out and do it yourself. And that's what I've been continuously iterating, right? You have to go out and do it yourself. The second takeaway from this was, sometimes that one celebrity signs up, and because we're emotional people, it attracts thousands and thousands of visitors at the same time. So if you're a company which can get a big guy to sign up or endorse you, that's when I said that the connections that you have on LinkedIn, what is the value of that? If somebody is doing really well in that connection, can you have that guy? You should be able to give him a call and say, come, maybe endorse me, try our product for free. It's okay, it's for free. You don't have to charge anything. Brian put up his house, and see, till the time he got the rent, Airbnb didn't make the money. It was all about him signing up. And once he did that, people started flocking. So sometimes celebrity endorsements, PR, getting your name out there gives you tremendous amount of value and recall that helps you garner a lot of attention from the public. Why is that when a story comes out in the newspaper, people suddenly, you see so many leads coming in? But your idea of doing it in the newspaper was, okay, so people will hear about my company, but you don't understand that that actually has the value to drive tremendous traffic to you. So every time you spend a rupee, think about how it's going to add to you, right? So that's very important. The third thing that I took away from the Airbnb story. What was the third thing? Can anybody else tell me that if there was another thing beyond what I just highlighted? Absolutely. Absolutely. They were open for partnerships. See, they were not getting a lot of money initially, right? They were rejected by a lot of people. But they kept opening up for partnership. They kept opening up, trying people, and that's what got them a lot of resonance. So the other thing that they did once they started doing well was use email campaigns. And when I say email campaigns, please understand in US, if you're especially targeting the US market, it's very strict policies. It's not like India that you can send to everybody, which means they have to acquire a database. So they ran a lot of referral campaigns, just like you. So their customers were referring more customers, and every time they got a new customer, they had a new people added to the list, and they started more referral campaigns. They started encouraging people, high net worth people, people who had more than one home to put their home up in Craigslist, in Airbnb. The other is Craigslist, right? So just like you have the Just Dial, the Just Dial is nothing but a spin-off from there. Craigslist is a free listing site. And guess what? It's not just for the Americans, it's for the Indians too. So if you haven't tried it, you should. They're a brilliant listing site. The free ads are phenomenal. Their back-end engine works very seamlessly, and if you do it right, you're going to get huge money by backlinking it to your website. So you have to know how to backlink in, and it's going to drive that value. Next slide, please. Instagram. Can somebody tell me what was Instagram called before they even became Instagram? Does anybody know their first name? No? Bourbon. B-U-R-B-N. That's what they used to call. Okay? So what they did, so initially their idea was to just be a photo sharing app. That too on hyperlocal. Do people here understand what I mean by hyperlocal? Yeah? Ma'am, in the yellow sari, do you know what hyperlocal is? Well, you're a part of the session, you have to learn something today. I'm not letting you go. Absolutely. So it's like if you stay in Park Street, within Park Street, that's hyperlocal, right? But you're over the entire locality would mean the central Calcutta. But within just where your neighborhood is, you're hyperlocal, right? So they just did that. But then they figured out that, just allowing people to use filters is not just sufficient. After they do the filtering of the photograph, what is the next action? They need to share. People love sharing, right? You're making somebody look good using filters. The immediate necessity for me is to share. So they started cross-platform integration. They became Instagram after 1.5 years after their inception. Right? So the execution, and now look at it. Look at the valuation. Right? They're a brilliant story of learning that you have to understand the next action that your customer is going to take. So I'm going to ask you, sir, here, what do you do? What company do you run? I said, yeah, absolutely. You're from? Yeah, I'm asking you, sir. Oh, awesome. So, and you know what? A lot of growth hacking happens in the government of West Bengal today. True. Imagine in the IT. See, think about it. I'll give you an example. We work with a lot of MPs across India. So we were, by the way, lucky enough to manage the 2014 elections for BJP. Don't hold that against me, sir. We would love to work with you too. So we had a chance to do that, and also the BBMP elections that happened in Bangalore. And guess how we were doing the growth hacking? Voter engagement. Each guy who's online at a given point in time in a particular locality is your voter. And I want to ensure that I engage that voter to come and read about me. The moment I read about what I am doing to add value to the constituency, my chances of getting the vote is a lot higher. The second thing is, why should people come out and vote? Unless I tell that it is for your betterment. It will help you. So I'm writing a lot on my website. I have there are so many IT websites, all of that is there. But at the end of the day, how many people go and read it? Do you read it, Kunal? No. But if I could urge Kunal, if I say it would help his business, if my way of targeting my voter started way before election, then I know how many voters are actually engaged, and now I can count and tell that how many people are going to come and vote for me. Because that many people are actively going and reading on my site and engaging with me online. That's the beauty, that's the power of hacking. And hacking is not just about, coding hacking. It's not a line of code that you hack. It is an idea that you can build on top of, right? Sorry. So in terms of why I wanted to take a few examples and talk about it is that at the end of the day, people here should be able to take away something. Move on to the next slide, please. Slack. Has somebody heard of Slack here? You have? Very few people. So anyways, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on Slack. I'm going to talk about things which are more relevant to you guys. So I'm going to have a few people pitch in and tell me the businesses you guys are in, and we're going to do some growth hacking workshop right here. Sam, move on to the next slide, please. Tinder. Boys, you guys don't even have to raise your hands. I know you're on there. Sir, if you are, I don't mind at all. Everybody knows Tinder? Yeah? Amazing, right? People love to meet people. And they were gone were the days when people were doing it in a shy way. Now people do it openly. Now, Tinder is not necessarily for you to hook up. Tinder is also a networking site which is a little more personal. That's called as private social network. US moved away long back, US and UK moved away long back from just open social network. They wanted private social network. I want to talk to you one-on-one, not in front of everybody. And if I like something about you, I want to meet you over a cup of coffee. And therefore Tinder, Happen, all of the other Love Actually, so many, now people are getting married online, yeah. They're finding love online, which is great. Like there were the shadi.coms, but it was too formal. Think about it, only if I needed to marry, I have to come. My need to marry comes a lot later. It's a second action, like Instagram. First, I want to meet and get to know you. Then I will decide if I want to marry you or not. So Tinder and all of them facilitated that. We have a video for this, right? This is a very interesting one, and I want you guys to watch it before we go into the workshop. How much time do we have? Okay, quickly.
Oh, Kushi mom, just stepping out for a bit. यही पास में.
Looking pretty nice, huh?
हाँ, बस ऐसे ही. कोई theatre festival है, so I just thought that I'll go and check it out.
Going out with someone?
Yeah, mom.
And when will you be back?
Not too late, mom. शाम तक. Ma, do you think this combination looks too weird?
No, it's perfect. In fact, मेरी तरफ से इसके लिए वो क्या कहते हैं? Right swipe है.
Mom, how do you know?
और हाँ, थोड़ा काजल लगा लेना. It has its own charm.
Surprisingly, out of the 100 million plus users that Tinder has from India, they have a higher engagement rate than Facebook. Their engagement rate is 98%. That's a real app story, right? So people download apps, that happens. But at the end of the day, how many people are actively using the apps? So when it comes to relationships, personal, private networking and all of that, it works very well. I'm going to spend the next 15 minutes very judiciously. So I'm going to ask you if the 3 industries that I highlighted make sense to you, or I'm going to give you guys a choice to tell me the industries that we're going to discuss today and ideate on some growth hacking stories. Travel, okay. Does real estate sound good, or do we do away with real estate? Sounds good? No? Okay, so no real estate. Travel. No, so software, see, is a very vague industry. You have to understand. Software is everything. So if it's B2B, you have to tell me specifically one industry that we're going to. So if it's B2B, and you're saying what kind of software. So your software can be for restaurants, your software can be for cloud, your software can be from hundreds. So application of software is very different, right? So when you say the IT industry, it's a very vague thing. So travel is one. Food, okay. Food. The other would be retail. Shall we take up retail? Okay. So when you say food, so are you specifically saying what? Food tech or restaurants? What kind of? Hospitality. So we have to be. So food will come under retail. So we got retail, we got travel. Anything else, guys? What tech? Very interesting. Okay, we're going to take the 3. Who talked about EdTech? Can you please come in front? Who talked about EdTech? Yeah, great. Please come here. Come here, come here, come here. This is... Hey, yeah, come on, man. Thank you for encouraging. And it's going to answer a lot of your software part of the things as well, because things we're going to talk about will apply to B2B, okay? So EdTech. So what do you do in EdTech? So tell me a little about you.
We are building an application for students.
Okay, what will they do with that?
It's learning management system along with the analytics. So you can track how the course is being delivered to the students, how a teacher is performing. So everything is like recorded. What is the material, course material, what types of course material that students are liking more. So it's kind of...
So you're saying that it's an LMS. We all know what an LMS means? Everybody? Guys, can I see a raise of hand? Yep, everybody knows? Back there? Guys, I think you guys should come here. Otherwise, I have to go there. Before I go there and get you guys here, yeah. The man in the pink shirt, you're my man. Get up and come here. You start and everybody else will follow. We'll have to follow. Chepe bosho education. Shabay chepe boshbe ekhane. Okay? So, I meant you guys too, because I really need you guys to participate. So, will you come up? Let's start with the, yeah. Sure. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for making the move. Wow, you just decided to take 2 steps forward. Okay. Anyways, people are trying. So an LMS, a learning management system. What learning management system means, an online education automation platform that helps you to deliver, evaluate courses that can be either professional or certificate online. Yeah? So we have many players in the market who do that. There are many, many. So it started with the likes of EduCom. Now there are thousands. I can name all by name, but let's focus on him. So what's the name of your platform?
It's LIME, that is Learning Interactive Made Easy. Learning and Interaction Made Easy. And
what is it called? LIMS?
LIME.
Lime.
L-I-M-E.
Lime. I like Lime. Okay.
The logo is also the Lime one. And it's different from the MOOC platform that is like the Coursera. So it's on not only the MOOC platform, but it has the knowledge marketplace and the talent pool as well. So that
so are you saying you're a single platform
platform,
trains and also finally places,
Yes.
evaluates, places, all of that? How
Yes.
many users do you have right now?
we are the Singapore University of Management, SIM. They have signed up with us.
I'll ask you very specific questions and I want specific
No,
answers.
we can't say the use number of users because the university has signed up. So whatever their course are going to start,
Okay.
so they will start.
So you have
they
a
are-
tie-up with the university. So
Yes.
you cater to, okay. So what kind of help are you looking at? So what do you mean, so what would help you when it comes to growth hacking?
Yeah, we are just trying to expand in India as well. So we are in talk with different institutes, on colleges in Kolkata itself, Kolkata and different cities.
So what is the
So-
challenge?
There's challenge people are not adapting it. So professors are facing challenge. There's some professors saying that we will be the accountable, we'll have to build the course material. We'll have to upload them the platform. The students will give the feedback and also that will be somebody is talking
Okay, so why don't we do this?
talk and chalk.
Come. Let's make your challenges, right? So it's Lime,
Yeah.
it's EdTech, and your challenge is adoption.
Yeah, the challenge adoption.
In India.
market, yeah, in India, right.
And you already said that what you have in your advantage right now is the fact that you have a foreign university signed up,
Yeah,
and that's
SIM.
Singapore.
SIM.
SIM. Okay, now this is not going to be me doing hacking for him. This is not going to be me giving him ideas. So I want people to come up from there. So maybe people who's sitting at the back, I'm sure you've come up because you come here because you want to learn something. So if you don't decide to come here, I'm going to walk up to you. Okay, because that's how it's going to work. I don't want you to go out of this session knowing nothing. So ma'am, what do you do?
Hi, my name is Yamika and I work with Ideal Analytics. It's a data analytics company.
Okay.
I actually wanted to come up and share our own growth hacking story, but maybe a little
This
while
is your
later.
chance. Come, get up. So it's not your chance to share your growth hacking story, but you're going to growth hack for him. Because see, one thing we have to all understand that our learning only enhances when we do things for others, right? So you become very one-dimensional when you're in a single company. The moment you open your mind up, so people switch jobs. When you switch jobs, why do you switch jobs? Because you want to have something new that you want to learn in the company, right? So you're going to help him hack. Come, get up. Okay? So tell me, his challenge is adoption. His advantage is that he has a Singapore-based company that has signed up for him. He's an LMS in EdTech. You've done analytics. What do you think is going to help him?
Well, I think you have to look at a platform which has a lot of students and people between
See, his
age group.
His target audience is just universities. So he's looking to tie up with universities.
Okay.
In India, the challenge is that they are not ready to sign up because they're like, we don't want to build course material, we don't want to do any of that. So how do you think he can scale, keeping in mind that these people will not change? They will not. Let's be practical. We're going to get to you as well. Think, guys, think. The guys who will actually the ones who get the best ideas, you have something very special coming from me. So, and it's not just a lunch date, it's much more than that. So, and there are people who are running away because they're scared that I'll catch hold of them, but go ahead, tell me, what do you think you should do?
Okay, I think talking always helps. If you can go to universities and share what you have with you, not just, if you show you have users, then I'm sure a lot of universities are going to...
They don't want to sign up because they can't build the course material. They're saying that we don't have the bandwidth to build the course material, they're a platform. So when the university signs up, they have to at least do some part of the work which Indian universities are not ready to do.
Directors are willing to do. Directors are willing to that the system should be implemented in our college, but professors or principals
They're not willing to do the work.
So there's a barrier.
So
There's a barrier.
probably you can catch hold of people. There are a lot of people who take tuitions, and there are a lot of people who have the knowledge, but they are not professors or they are not teachers. So maybe you can tap those people and have them on board, have them as volunteers, get them to tie up with universities. They can actually build the courses for you, maybe for some money or maybe for free, just because their name is associated with
It's
the
a very, very good
university.
idea. So you basically what she's talking about. So what you're talking about, see what she talked about is ambassadors, right? So she said that why don't you find ambassadors and volunteers? There are a lot of people who take tuitions. Yes. Community. You build a community. And this community will start becoming your evangelists and help you get tie up with the colleges because they will build a course. Colleges will not have the bandwidth to do it, but they will build the course. So I'm coming to you. So thank you so much. A big round of applause for her. He had a point, so I'm going to give him a first chance. Come over. What's your name?
My name is Anirudh.
Good to meet you, Anirudh. So what's your idea?
Yeah, you should actually, do the services, provide the services yourself to them. You should build the course material and all. You should. Hello.
Can everybody hear you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you should provide the service and you should do the needful. Like build the course material and everything himself, or maybe hire some people.
His biggest challenge is he doesn't have the expertise to build the course material.
Yeah.
We are mainly focusing on the.
Yeah, he's just the platform. So he's just so that's why the community.
Right,
So that's why we are talking about the community.
Maybe an event can help. Invite all the universities over there.
Okay, that's a good point. So that everybody comes together in one platform and they can.
Then you can explain it. Like you are explaining a.
For the startup, like, is it possible to go for the event, organizing
smaller
the
event maybe.
So one of the things you can do is instead of thank you so much, big round of applause for him. Thank you so much. So one of the things you can do is that please understand that planning an event is a lot of money. So I suggest you go to an event which is already conducted by a university. So that's a good point. Yeah. Sir, you had an idea. Would you come up, please? I love ideas. So please come up. So yeah, you said something. Please come up. Let everybody see you.
I made it sometime back.
Very nice, but it's like they all have to meet you.
In Bengal or even some states of India, you have to give some free trials. That is very important.
Yeah, that we are offering.
Yeah,
we are offering.
It could be is a part, but that's why I'm saying give them the feeling of your whatever it
platform.
is, your product, platform, and all those things. Because you face with some professor, lecturers. Calcutta University might be in Jadavpur also.
Lovely.
In ISI also. So I'll say go like that. Give some 15
and spend more
days,
time with sir.
1 month. Yeah.
That's a good. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So I didn't get your name.
I'm Ajay Kumar Singh.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Please come. Please come. So he talked about free trials. Okay. Please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, this is Sadhan,
Done.
and we are again a startup with a few years of experience. We have quit our MNC job and started our own. And
quickly, you have to give the idea.
With that, I've worked extensively on LMS, actually Learning Management System, quite some years back. So one is put this as a marketplace where there are a lot of teachers, individual course material, there are a lot of people, they have their brilliant ideas, they can prepare the courseware and they can put it there. There would be a community.
Exactly what we talked about.
Exactly what you mentioned. And that will give you a platform where people can come and buy their courses. So it will be
you're
an
talking about the
educational
MOOC platform, massive online open courses.
It can be for projects as well. There are a lot of projects which are there, for students and all other things, theses and all other things. So it would be a kind of marketplace for all educational need.
Lovely. So you talked about community as well. Thank you so much, sir. A big round of applause for him. Now, one thing, we have very limited time and we have to cover travel. So I would love to listen to you. But I would like to highlight one thing. You're barking up the wrong tree. You're barking up the tree that is India. It's not ready for LMS yet. There are 17 companies that has failed in the last 3 years just because of that. You have a great example, and guess what? Southeast Asia is growing. These guys are more adopting because they have things that are ready. And the next target area that you should have is ANZ. they are moving away from, they are saying that instead of building infrastructure of colleges, everything should be on LMS. So here is your marketing plan. So your marketing plan is this. You have a community engagement plan that you put together, okay? Ensure that it's low cost. So you identify the people, there are a lot of bloggers, there are a lot of subject matter experts that are there. You're going to put them together and you're going to start reaching out to them. So create a database and find out, and on Mood, right? So that's amazing. That open source platform is brilliant. I'm a big fan of open source. Do that. Event. I want you to make a list of events on education in India and Southeast Asia, which are low cost on your pocket, that you can go and attend for free. Use that platform to talk. And also, some of the events are looking for good ideas so that they can present. So make that as an opportunity, pitch to them and see if you can present. One thing we haven't talked about is PR. Free PR, not paid. So one, go sign up on mypr.io. You can do a lot of it yourself. mypr.io, okay? mypr.io. But other thing you can do is go to the press club in Kolkata. Best place to hang out and catch hold of people. And guess what? We often forget the finer things. It's at these press clubs that these guys have time and attention because they're doing chai pe gupshup or go to coffee house, okay, in College Street. Right. Go and meet them, spend an evening. Their chai is not going to cost too much, but guess what? You're going to get great stories out of there. That will at least get you some amount of mileage of people knowing about Lime. You need that. You need people to know about Lime. And the other is obviously free trials, like Sir already highlighted. You actually, this is your marketing plan. And that's what your growth hacking story should be. Okay? You happy with that?
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. See, everybody work towards it. So thank you to everybody. Okay, travel quickly because I have about 8 minutes and I'm going to wrap it up. Come. What's your challenge and what's the solution that you're looking at? We have just about 8 minutes, so we're going to sum it up. Yep. Go ahead, quickly.
We're coming up with a website that's like a marketplace. So it's trying to take the offline experience into an online experience. What happens usually in travel is that, people are trying to compare from different agents. So that what we're doing is we're taking it to an online platform where you just give us the inquiry. We give your inquiry to a specialist and then they quote for you.
Right.
So that is exactly what the site is still under construction. We have tied up with around 300 sellers. So we'll be live in the next 1 month. We just want to know how to engage customers and how to get users to our website.
To your website. It's a website, it's not an app?
No, not an app yet.
So it's a marketplace?
It's a marketplace.
Okay. So did we get the challenge correctly? So he's looking for user engagement. Okay? So okay, growth hackers. Come. Okay, let him brief you one more.
For example, it's basically for an holiday package. For example, if you want to go to Australia, what you do is you just give your budget and your contact number. So what we do is we send the inquiry to Australia agents who specialize in Australia. And then 3 people are competing for your package. So that's how you get competitiveness and you're dealing directly with the supplier instead of middlemen like travel agents.
Okay, did we get that? Did everybody? Come on. Quickly. So, you turn around.
Hi Kunal. So first thing, I'm not sure if you've heard about Travel Triangle, does something similar. Second of all, what I look for when I go online, and I will go to a travel website if it talks about beautiful itineraries of new places. If it has content or blogs that talk about itineraries, how people have followed a particular itinerary and visited a particular place, I would love to go there, read about it, and then plan my own, or maybe stay on that site and order my own holiday, etc. So that can be done. That's my idea.
So those were brilliant ideas. So what she talked about is blogs, travel stories, and travelers. Travelers means that people who are bikers, who keep traveling, hikers, they keep reviewing sites, right? So I won't say travelers, I will use the word travel reviews. So blogs, stories, travel reviews. So take a look at this site called Beyond, B-Y-O-N-D, Beyond Travels. So what they do is, and even WOW, which is called Women on Wanderlust. I think a lot of people would have heard about it. So what they do is they basically build stories and they try and create a synopsis of that. And when people relate to it, they want to go and visit. So they create experiences. So it's experiential travel. Anybody else, any idea? Okay, works phenomenally well because obviously Facebook, not just FB, but Instagram. Yeah, exactly. So all of social media. So we're going to put it all of social media. Anything else that I'm going to get engaged users? Go ahead. absolutely. So that's possible through community engagement. So you create a community of travelers. So some like, who are biker travelers, some who are like women travelers, some who are basically, maybe just they're focused on Europe and places like that, who are going to talk about the nuances of the city, not just the landmarks. So what we heard is the blogs, and trust me, they're cheap to do. You can do it yourself or you can find people with no cost. Travel stories, which with your existing users or your partners, you can curate stories. So with your partners, try and leverage them. We talked about the travel reviews. Ensure that your friends at least start by reviewing it. If they start reviewing, engage your network, your friends, the people you meet, ask them to take a trial. And then we talked about the social media. So even when you have traveled or your friends have traveled, ask them to pin it and share it with Instagram or pin it up or on Facebook. And then we talked about community engagement. So build your community. All of these cost you nothing. They're absolutely low cost. And every time you get a new person to write, maybe you can incentivize saying that every time you write a story for me, whenever you travel next time, there is going to be a discount. So give them something in return in form of an action. So don't give them monetary compensation. Give them a compensation in a way that they will have to take action. They will have to travel with you to be able to avail that. Thank you so much. Does that help? Thank you. So okay, with that, it's a wrap. And I'm going to open up for any questions because I don't have any time and you guys are extremely hungry. So my first question is, did the session help? Yep, okay. So did you guys have some takeaways? What are the takeaways? We're not going to reinvent the wheel. We're going to use things that has worked for us. Referral programs, email campaigns, social media. We didn't talk about ads at all because ads is not growth hacking. We didn't talk about anything paid. We talked about community engagement. We talked about blogs. We talked about content marketing. We talked about videos that are low cost and high benefit. Our goal of growth hacking is to leverage from each other. The second takeaway, each one of you here has to spend some time with each other and find out what you guys do and what has worked for you. Spend time with this man because he's been able to do some great growth hacking, right? She's from a data analytics. So, the idea is that you guys should be able to reach out to each other. Don't spend time during your lunch with people you know. Spend time with those you don't and ask them what's working well for you. That's what you should do. That's your growth hacking learning. The third and the final thing, if you can't do it yourself, and I'm still telling you should only come to us if you need additional help. Please reach out to us at unspunmarketing.com. And I owe you a lunch, so I'm going to take you for lunch and we're going to talk about how we can help your business. And if I get fantastic ideas, guys, I invest too. If you have a great idea that you want to share with me, let's talk about it over dinner. Thank you so much everyone for joining me today. Thank you for your time and I hope you had a great learning. Enjoy your lunch. We'll see you outside. By an individual should be to acquire knowledge that helps them harness the wealth through that so that they are able to leverage and go forward in their life. Congratulations everyone.
Adding to yours,
Sure, yeah.
How much time, such great knowledge you are having?
Oh, well, I say this. I had an opportunity to do my PhD in MIT under Mr. Amar Bose. You guys know Bose system, right? You know the founder is about Mr. Amar Bose, right? He told me something. A man or a woman who claims he has less time is never going to go beyond that. So you make time. I learned so much from your guys today. And this, I'm going to use somewhere else. I do that. I learn from every day. And it's not about how much time I have. It's about how much time I can make. I still need my internal business. I have a daughter who I have to take care of as well. Well, you can do a PhD under anybody. Research does not require expertise, it requires willingness. That's why I said Ichha Shakti is the starting point with everything. Okay? Thank you everyone. See you on Monday.